My name is Kelly. I am the operating editor of the Sapphic. And I'm Sara Rocks. I am the lead printer for Sapphic, and I also run the confessions column. So this
if I were to be playing a video, is it mad at me?
It's
So true.
There's a video that is playing in the background of various clips of the collaboration process.
No, but the Sapphic is a publication based in St. Pete, Tampa, Florida. We are run by Saphics, for Saphics, and those who love them. And I just wanted to take a moment to read the definition of Sapphic, because if you're not familiar, it's an expansive term that includes lesbians, bisexuals, pansexuals, trans femmes, masks, non-binary folks, and cis women. It derives from Sappho, an ancient Greek poet known for her beautiful writing style and themes of love shared between women. The term Sapphic goes beyond describing sexual orientation. It conjures an experience of connection through a mutual understanding of what it means to experience love, sexual desire, romance, community, friendship, inspiration, and creativity. So at the Sapphic, we've built a lot of community with that understanding of that experience, and our goal is to share queer news, queer joy from Florida, really with the rest of our community. And this is our team. We just want to kind of expand on the collaborative process that is the Sapphic Sun. These are a list of our contributors. Some people just are helping fold, some people are writing, some people are being delivery guys, delivering a paper to your door. But our main kind of seven over here on the left, we have Valerie Smith. This is our editor-in-chief, and we have Sarah, our main printer, and Alexis, our visual designer, Zoe, who does the recipes column and is a big help with our operations, Justine, who has a lot of creative direction and also the help in operations. And I wish I could see that. Thank you so much. Our lead archivist and also the operations. But everyone, whether they're in this big or small, with helping out, has played such a huge part in making this possible and spreading our mission through our community.
Also, I'll say even people who are not actively contributing on this list, the community is also a big contributor. So we're always accepting submissions for various stories and secrets and things like that. So the list is even bigger of strangers and anonymous strangers.
So the reason we wanted to have a paper in the first place, I have spent a lot of time hosting queer events and working on queer projects. And the more I've been talking with people that are in this community, we've been realizing how important it is to document all of the effort that we're putting into these worlds, these experiences, these events. So a really big part of that was figuring out how to make this a tangible product, really, for people to see what we're doing and have it, cemented in our history, because queer people have always been in Florida, and preserving that experience is more important than ever now. And it's a really beautiful process also that we all get to take part of. Instead of, meeting at an event, a lot of people in the queer community often gravitate towards, bars, because that's the only space we have, or just kind of socializing in a way where it's not based in anything besides socializing and socialize, versus creating a project and getting to really put your skin in the game and see something beautiful come out the other side of creating this process. It's really sweet. So next.
Okay, so I'm going to just chat a little bit about the beauty of independent publishing, because this is a zine symposium and we're a newspaper, but we are kind of somewhere in between all those things, and we really honor the spirit of independent publishing for a variety of reasons. Some of the main ones I will select here. First of all, we're able to do small print runs. So unlike other newspapers or other types of publication that you need a large publishing house for, we're able to produce smaller quantities that serve our local community, as well as addressing niche audiences. And we're able to really target a specific readership. Another thing is that we have a real do-it-yourself approach. While the final product is very beautiful and Alexis, our designer, does a great job at making it look professional, we honor the DIY spirit in the sense that this project is put together through grassroots efforts. So we have writers, editors, designers, and Saphics of various talents that help us, put this thing into reality. And it allows us to have a real high degree of creative freedom as well, which is similar to zines. We also have a real focus on local issues. So we have some non-news sections like Ask a Dyke or the Confessions column, but our paper really helps by doing it in this independent publication way. We're able to prioritize local concerns, as well as misrepresented queer perspectives that are often overlooked by mainstream media or other forms of publishing on these topics. We're able to have alternative viewpoints. So this paper is written from a specific lens, like Kelly was mentioning. It's written for Saphics, by Saphics. And then it is related to the history of the underground press movement. So it's zine-like in the sense that it aligns with this movement of underground press from the 1980s and 1960s and 70s, where alternative publications emerged in order to address political concerns that were outside of mainstream media or publishing control.
So our process of making this whole thing does start with the creative brainstorming, and we get together and figure out a theme for every month. This one was Valentine's Day, February edition, but the last one was wishes, and so
For the new year.
So every theme brings kind of a different lens of, for example, for the confession column, people submitted wishes for the new year. For this one, people submitted their secret admirer notes and their worst breakup stories, or first date stories. And it kind of invites people to take a part without having to sign their name on anything to see, but also the themes in general just are a very fun way to kind of enjoy every month. But yeah, we start with that brainstorm, and for the printing process, we also have to choose just a few colors usually. So we try to keep it in theme with our colors. And we will get together and work on collaborating all of our, our students' art and ideas to make a 16-page full, beautiful piece of art. And
then once the art has been created, it's time to bring it into physical reality. So also imagine that those videos are playing, they're printing out of the Riso. But yeah, so the way that we print the Sapphic Sun is through our local print shop, Print St. Pete, owned by the lovely Caitlin. And printing is a very collaborative process. So like the pictures you've already been seeing, there's a lot of groups involved, a lot of hands, a lot of cooks in the kitchen, if you will. And that's just how we like it, because it's a big project that needs a lot of people involved. So we print Riso for many reasons, but some of the main ones are that it's environmentally friendly. So the ink is a soy-based ink. It kind of aligns with the values of Sapphic Sun in that way. It also provides the opportunity to use some real creative, like aesthetic textures and colors. It allows us to do those smaller print runs that I was mentioning. So it creates a lot of opportunities for flexibility, which is just what something like this needs. And it's also a great reminder that, if you're interested in doing something like this, then it's kind of a model for how to do something like that. And then why we choose Print St. Pete to do our printing, because Print St. Pete is a community-centered local print shop. It really aligns with what we're trying to do with Sapphic Sun, and it allows for all of those things that, like the flexibility, the aesthetics, the color choice, it allows us to print every little color layer with love. Next slide. So here's some other behind the scenes for printing. We can see there, again, there's a lot of hands involved in the process because we're always checking to make sure that each page is right on the money. It's bringing the design to life in the way that's intended. We have people who are running the jogger. We have people looking for registration issues. We have people who are doing the proofing to see how the original, how the full copy will fold and lay. So it's really fun and special to get to be part of something like this. But yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah.
It's also beautiful getting to see it come to life. I think that's the most fun I'm having it. It's seeing it
Yeah.
from the screen to in your hands. It's kind of cool. And then our last step is holding and delivery. We all get together and have a holding night. We have quite literally an assembly line, and we'll pick our stacks and have them just hold it real crisp. And I think I have between Sarah and Eliana, the person who does our horoscopes. She is kissing every February issue. So there's a little bit on the top of your baby.
Definition of like made with love.
She was so funny. She thought it was true.
Yes.
And it really does touch so many hands to arrive to your door. Even the delivery day process. We all get together after they've all been popped into their families, and everyone takes a little round and drives to their friend's house, and half the time we get you're like, okay, I have 2 friends in the room.
It's so nice, yeah.
It's at least you get to know our leaders also and say hello, and it's just fun to say that delivery day is on the way. So yeah, that's our main concept. We also do 2 tiers of the paper, so for people who want to support a little bit extra, the higher tier will include just a fun add-on, a little bonus. So, and this month we added on the Secret Admirers page, there's some Valentines, and we made those by hand and then scanned them. So everyone who got their premium subscription will get one of the physical Valentines that we made to stand for this.
Another great example of embodying the DIY spirit of seed making. So many of the different digital or like design elements are made by hand prior to being scanned or photographed and then printed.
Yeah, so even I can point out a couple of other ones through the February issue, but the worst day ever page, the sweethearts were crushed up by Alexis and taken the pictures of, the photos for like St. Pete, the little pictures of Ty and Rowan and me were all on projectors and done in a very fun kind of nightlife. But anyway, that's the Sapphic sign. And if you wanted to get in touch with us, this is just our info if you need, and our email. You can follow us on Instagram. It's Sapphic NFL. And
yeah, and if you're interested in becoming a part of it, we're always seeking submissions of various kinds. Usually each month we'll get out a call on various themes. So that's a great way to get involved if you're interested in new person. So keep your eye out for submissions and follow on Instagram.
any questions?
Yeah, we have one in the chat. Whenever you're ready, I can read it for them. No one else has it. So the one in the chat says, what's the typical timeline for this from writing contributions to delivery?
So we tend to operate in a 1 month kind of cycle. In an ideal world, we've started to kind of build up our content to be a little bit more in advance, but for the most part, we gather content and get that all finalized by the first 2 weeks of the month. And then for the 3rd week, that's our big layout week. I call it the layout crunch time, and we get everything that's been, edited and handled from content into the actual InDesign, platform that we're using. And from there, we have about a week, sometimes less, and we will go to print. And then printing takes a day, folding takes another day, and then getting them in their envelopes and then out to being delivered, that's one other day. Trying to break those up has been the theme of joy and peace lately. So that in an ideal world, like this month, we actually printed a little bit earlier, which was beautiful because then we could have some rest time in between printing and folding and then delivering.
And taking into account the month schedule, like February, we're losing days for February.
Yes.
Classic Cupid. And we also have an editing buffer as well, so there's a day or two for editing too.
Yeah. And some things happen in real time. Like the Jack Knight photo shoot article for this one, we happened to do the Friday night when we were printing Saturday night. And that's not usual, but it also really does depend on when everyone's schedule works out, because we needed all 3 of them in the same room to be able to do that interview as well. So there are a lot of things that come ahead of time to give us room to really do those last minute things that will make the quality content.
I just think it's so impressive that that you have so many people involved consistently and you're able to actually get things done on a monthly basis, like to see you started, when did you start, in September?
We started, we started in September for the October 1st launch.
Okay,
So this is
That's really
fun. It feels crazy that it's already done 5, but just monthly is very thick.
I apologize if you already answered this, but how many have you made of each issue and how much do you charge for them?
So we do about 200 of each issue. Sometimes in printing, we have, a little bit of a very end product, with quality, but we charge $10 per issue and it's on a subscription basis. So if you subscribe before the 1st of the month, you'll get it on the 1st. And then we also do vending pop-ups and stuff like that. So if you see this in the market or something, you just follow there as well. And I think I mentioned that second tier where people get like the bonus item and that's at $20 a month. Any other questions? Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.
and you'll be at Zine Fest.
I will be.
So you can come find the Sapphic Sun at Zine Fest on Saturday, February 15th. Hope to see you all there. Thanks for joining us online. Alexa says yay. I'm going to stop recording and end the Zoom now. So thank you all for joining us.